Last time, on Everlasting Shenzhou, Rao, Kat, and Feng Hua traveled to Kyoto, Japan to meet the challenge of the second ensemble leader, Gekidan Kamiyama, Torashiro Chiba, leader of the Byakko Ensemble, who under a white tiger mask is known as Byakko the Fencer. The challenge was a fencing match between Rao and Torashiro, held at Byakko Theater, where the goal was to score 8 points by landing a strike with their rapier swords. With Rao seemingly intoxicated from drinking sake, Torashiro scored 7 points consecutively, demonstrating his excellent fencing skills and precise accuracy, thanks to the effects of his own gourd of Shenzhou. But after drinking a small vial of Shenzhou which was attached to his necklace, Rao suddenly evened the score, scoring 7 consecutive points of his own. Rao's intoxication turned out to be a strategic ruse to bring Torashiro's guard down, as Torashiro accidentally confirms that the lock serves as a transmitter, eavesdropping on the trio's conversations. Furious at being fooled, Torashiro engages Rao in a deadly katana sword battle to decide the final point. In a competitive back-and-forth duel between the two warriors, Rao wins the final point by landing a swift strike on Torashiro's mask, breaking it in half. With his victory, the eyes of the tiger on the lock shine bright as Rao, Kat, and Feng Hua move on to the next challenge in Yokohama to deal with the music-based Suzaku Ensemble. This time, however, Kat and Feng Hua will compete. It is February 3rd, 11:30 a.m., Yokohama, Japan. The Chinese New Year celebrations continue in the second largest city in Japan, as Rao, Kat, and Feng Hua eat at a restaurant in Yokohama's Chinatown, where the Suzaku Theater is located. The trio observed a parade of lion and dragon dancers, along with musicians dancing through the streets of Chinatown.
It feels like we're back in Hong Kong, seeing those lion and dragon dancers.
Sure does. Makes me want to lion dance again.
Yokohama has a huge Chinese population, so it's no surprise seeing that they're celebrating the Chinese New Year here.
Knowing that the lock is a transmitter, the Everlasting Shenzhou is hidden away tight in Rao's bag.
I can't believe that lock is a transmitter. Gekidan Kamiyama really likes to spy on us. What's up with that?
Makes me wonder how much they know. Genichi mentioned that he saw my fight with Kurakage in Hong Kong and figured out that I can't teleport without my drink.
So, is that all true? You can't teleport without drinking Shenzhou?
My teleportation powers will last for a few hours until I need a drink again.
Is that usually how it works for people who drink Shenzhou?
It varies for different people. In my case, my teleportation powers can run out quick if I teleport too much, like a car running out of gas. I ended up doing that when Feng Hua and I went to rescue you at Kowloon City.
That's so strange.
Anyhow, you two should focus on the Suzaku Ensemble.
Kat takes out her phone and presents a video of 2 masked women battling in a wrestling ring.
I did some research on them. The ensemble leader is Natsu Nakitori, a half Japanese, half Chinese singer. And her recent production is a musical called Joshi Puroresu Musical Story, which takes place in the world of women's pro wrestling. A woman who dreams of becoming a world champion, but must navigate the struggles of her relationship between her boyfriend and her love for pro wrestling.
So far, the leaders are somewhat well-versed in combat associated with their heavenly beast. Enichi with the snake fists, which fits well with the snake tortoise. Torashiro in fencing and kenjutsu, attacking with the ferocity of the tiger.
And based on her promotional video for the musical, it looks like Natsu practices pro wrestling using high flying moves. As if she's flying like the phoenix. Look at her go.
Wow, she moves very fast.
Yeah, the way she moves, it looks like lucha libre.
Lucha Libre?
Yep. A lucha libre is a pro wrestling style in Mexico, which emphasizes acrobatics and high flying techniques.
Lucha Libre. I haven't heard that in a while.
Do you know about Lucha Libre, Rao Xiansheng?
Back in Puerto Rico, I watched a lot of lucha libre.
Puerto Rico?
That's where yours truly is from. Lucha libre is very popular in Puerto Rico as well.
Really? So you're not from China?
A quarter of me is from China, a quarter of me is from Thailand, a quarter of me is from India, and a quarter of me is from Puerto Rico. But the island of enchantment is where I was born and raised.
Puerto Rico is actually on my bucket list to travel to. I heard it's such a beautiful island.
I would love to travel there with you one day, Ra Xiansheng.
I would love that as well, Fanghua. Anyway, if Natsu uses lucha libre, then this is gonna be a very wild tag team match.
I've never been in a tag team match before. How does it go?
Well, normally in a regular tag team match, there are 2 wrestlers on each team. One stands outside of the apron of the ring while the other fights inside the ring. A slap on the hand or a tag must be made if the partner wants to come in. Considering that this is the Gekijo Kumite, there could be special rules to this tag match.
Wow, you have to slap someone's hand to get into a fight?
Well, pro wrestling isn't necessarily a real fight. It's usually staged for entertainment.
Staged? Is this challenge going to be staged?
That's a good question. And another question is, who will be Natsu's tag team partner?
Staged or not, there are still physical risks with pro wrestling.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, I just got a text from Hina.
Hina's texting you?
Yeah, we actually exchanged numbers back in Kyoto. She wants us to come to Suzaku Theater right away.
At 1 p.m., the trio arrived at Suzaku Theater, which closely resembles a Chinese palace. A golden statue of a phoenix shines brightly, arcing over the entrance gate as the trio walked through the gate to see Hina.
Gekidan Rao, welcome to Yokohama, and welcome to the Suzaku Theater. This theater presents productions in musical theater and a great venue for pro wrestling.
Still calling us Gekidan Rao, huh?
Of course, Rao-san. Anyway, follow me.
Hina guides the trio inside the building. They arrive in front of the double doors with a golden arc in the shape of a phoenix over it that serves as the entrance to the Suzaku Theater. They enter to see a stage that extends out into the empty seats of the Suzaku Theater on 3 sides. A beautiful wrestling ring is positioned downstage.
Whoa, I see an open roof.
The Suzaku Theater has a thrust stage that doubles for musical productions and pro wrestling matches.
Inside the ring, 2 beautiful, identical Chinese women wearing an orange qipao dress sit on chairs as they both play instruments that creates a beautiful sound.
That is an awesome wrestling ring!
And look! Twins!
Ah, that music.
The instrument that you are hearing is the sanxian, a 3-string Chinese lute.
The twins stop playing as they see the group outside the ring.
Welcome to the Suzaku Theater, Gekidan Rao.
I'm Sarah. I'm Sina.
We're the Moi twins. Hajimemashite.
We've been expecting your arrival.
You've been expecting us?
Yes. Maltia-sama wants Kat and Fenghua-sama to have an impromptu exhibition tag team match against the Mui twins with Rao-san refereeing.
The Mui twins stand up from their chairs and spin their bodies as they change outfits from their dress and into one-piece Chinese-inspired wrestling attire.
Wow! We're wrestling right now?
Oh yes. Rao-san, do you have your referee shirt?
Yeah, but the ladies are not necessarily dressed for wrestling action.
They won't need to for this match. But if they don't agree to compete, then your gourd will remain locked.
Well, ladies?
I accept. I'll manage wrestling in my Hanfu.
Not a problem with me. Besides, it's good to brush up on my pro wrestling moves.
Then it's decided. Enter the ring and we'll begin. This will only be a 10-minute match. I will keep time and will provide play-by-play commentary. Rao-san, you're the referee, so you'll take charge of the ring. When you say ring the bell, that's when the match begins. And remember, call it down the middle.
Call it down the middle, huh? Refereeing a match between 2 teams of beautiful women? Ha! I call it heaven. Ha 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 ha.
Hello, everyone! This is Hina Chiba providing play-by-play commentary for you, the listeners at home, on this impromptu exhibition tag team match between Gekidan Rao's Cat Hellshire and Fenghua Dian and Suzaku Ensemble's the Mui Twins. The two teams are now gathered in the center of the ring as referee Rao Singha stands between them. And it looks like the twins are offering a handshake to Cat and Fenghua.
Let's have a good match.
Will Cat and Fenghua accept the handshake? Ooh, and they do! Cat and Fenghua shake hands with the Mui Twins.
What the?
Ooh, a swerve as the Mui Twins pull Cat and Fenghua in and smash them with their Sanxians. And now the twins are on the attack as they separate Cat and Fenghua. But wait! Cat and Fenghua are fighting back, and now all of them are trading shots at each other.
Ladies! Break it up!
Rao-san! Call for the bell to start the match!
Oh yeah, ring the bell.
Wow. Well, this is kind of a chaotic start to what's supposed to be an exhibition tag team match. Rao separates the teams as things are now back in order. Cat and Sarah will start off as they lock up in the center of the ring. And Cat hits a quick back suplex on Sarah and goes for the pinfall.
Count it, Rao!
1, 2.
Sarah kicks out as she raises her shoulder. Both shoulders need to stay on the canvas for the full 3 count. Sarah retreats and delivers a quick kick to Cat, and then another kick, and then a flurry of kicks. Sarah grabs Cat for an Irish whip towards her corner. Sarah tags Cena in, and they double team for a double suplex. And now they stand Cat up.
Twin Fang kick.
Oh, what a powerful double kick as Cat is knocked down. And now the Mui Twins are stomping Cat to the ground as the ref breaks them apart.
Sarah, out of the ring.
Sarah finally leaves the ring as Cat reaches out to Fenghua for a tag, but Cena stops her as she drags her back and hoists her up for a powerbomb. Cena tags Sarah again as Sarah goes to the top rope.
Phoenix splash.
Oh, what a splash! As Sarah goes for the pinfall.
1, 2.
Cat kicks out.
Time to make you submit. Guzheng stretch.
And now, Sarah applies the Guzheng stretch, a modified version of the abdominal stretch. Will Cat give up?
Give up.
Never!
8 minutes have elapsed as Sarah applied a variety of submission moves on Cat during its duration.
Now for the camel clutch.
Sarah now has Cat in a camel clutch. Oh, but wait! Cat's powering up! She slowly gets up on her feet with Sarah holding onto her and Cat slams Sarah down on the canvas and escapes the submission. Cat does a roll and finally makes that hot tag to Fenghua as Fenghua jumps in. But Sarah quickly tags Cena in. And now, Fenghua exchanges strikes with Cena. Wow! It looks like a kung fu movie! Cena then grabs Fenghua's clothing and slams her down. Sarah enters the ring, but
Hell Hip Cannon!
Cat hits Sarah with the Hell Hit Cannon, but barely. Now it's pandemonium.
All right, ladies, time's up. Break it up. Break it up.
And the bell sounds to signal the end of the exhibition match. Phew!
That was a good match.
Good match? You smashed us with your banjos and tried to beat the crap out of us!
Duh. That's the idea. And they're called sanxian, not banjos.
Oh, whatever! Fenghua, are you okay?
Yeah.
风花，不好意思，打伤你了。我们刚才的较量是为了预备你们和凤凰的比武，和他一起的同门武功都跟我们那么厉害。
没关系，我现在明白了。
What did she say, Fenghua?
They just wanted to prepare us, Cat. Don't be mad at them.
If you thought we were tough, Natsu and her partner will be even tougher and more brutal than we are.
Just who is this mystery partner?
Oh, you will find out at the start of the match tonight. Now, ladies, the Mui Twins will escort you two to the dressing room to have you measured and fitted for your outfits.
We're gonna have our own wrestling gear?
That's right. Maltia-sama doesn't want you two to wrestle in civilian clothes tonight. The Mui Twins will provide you with proper ring attire. Please follow them, as Rao-san and I must speak alone.
Right this way, please.
Kat and Feng Hua follow the Mui twins as the four exit the ring and towards a stage that leads to the backstage area, leaving Rao and Hina alone in the theater.
Pro wrestling and musical theater. Interesting combination.
We strive to provide an entertaining battle accompanied with beautiful presentation and aesthetic.
So how exactly are we going to do this with a pro wrestling aesthetic? Is this going to be a legit fight?
It will be an entertaining legit fight, Rao-san. Pro wrestling is staged but requires rigorous training. And that includes how to entertain the crowd and work as a team. Not only are Suzaku the singer and her partner trained pro wrestlers, but they can fight and work as a team. One can create beautiful music, but a team can create glorious harmony. The Mui twins are an example.
So it's all about teamwork. Two pro wrestlers who wrestle each other work together to provide a good show. But pro wrestlers don't aim to really hurt each other.
I know, but this is the Gekijo Kumite. And Suzaku the singer and her partner will aim to deliver punishment for the sake of both winning and to please Maltia-sama. Oop, excuse me. Moshi moshi? Ah, Maltia-sama. Yes, I will inform them of the new stipulation. And that was Maltia-sama. She has decided to change the conditions of the tag match. Kat or Feng Hua-sama must only pin Suzaku the singer to win the match, and they have only 30 minutes to do so. Pass that along when you join them in the dressing room.
Why that sudden change?
I've told you before, Rao-san. Maltia-sama can change the rules at any time.
So either Kat or Feng Hua must pin Suzaku the singer to win the match?
Yes, but pinning her will be easier said than done, Rao-san. Let's just say that Feng Hua-sama is not the only one who can fly.
Rao then realized that both Genichi and Torishiro have had their own gourd of Shenjo, with Natsu very likely to have her own as well.
Maltia needs to cut it out with giving gourds of Shenjo so carelessly. Shenjo isn't some beverage like water that anyone can drink. Drink a lot of it and there will be side effects.
As long as it keeps Maltia-sama entertained, that's what matters.
You've mentioned back in Kyoto that bad stuff happens when Maltia gets bored. Care to elaborate?
Well, when Maltia-sama gets bored, her telekinetic powers activate.
Telekinetic powers?
Only when she's really bored. There was one incident where Maltia-sama attended a play in London. The show bored her so much that she destroyed the stage along with the actors on it. And that wasn't the only time this happened. Bore her and she will kill you, intentionally or not. Never bore Maltia-sama.
Rao ponders this revelation as he and Tina look on at the empty seats of the Suzaku Theater. As hours passed, the trio reunites in the dressing room before the match. Rao still wears his referee shirt, while Kat and Feng Hua are now wearing glamorous wrestling attire. The Mui twins, who are back to wearing their qipao dress, look proud of their work.
Wow! Kat with the black one-piece, and Feng Hua with the blue, and a Chinese-inspired one too. Looking great, ladies.
This is so beautiful! It's amazing how you twins can come up with these outfits so quickly.
Yes, you two are not only great musicians and wrestlers, but great costume designers.
Thank you.
We do a lot of costume designing for Gekidan Kamiyama's productions, so it's our pleasure.
Alright, now that you two are dressed up, there's something you two must know.
Rao informs Kat and Feng Hua of the new rule of the match.
Okay, so we have to just pin Natsu under 30 minutes to win the match, right?
Yeah, but it'll be easier said than done. It's possible that Natsu can fly and stay in the air.
She flies.
We can confirm that's true. Ever since drinking Shinjo, Natsu started developing her ability to levitate.
Bringing down Natsu won't be easy if she stays up in the air. And I'm sure her partner will do whatever it takes to protect her and win the match.
Make fun of her ears.
Oh, wait. What?
Make fun of her ears. Natsu can get very angry when someone makes fun of her big ears. If all else fails, make fun of her ears to lure her down.
Well, that's some advice. How come you're telling us this?
We don't like Natsu. The only reason why she's ensemble leader is due to her connections on Broadway. Gekidan Kamiyama's connection over there is important.
Why is that important?
Maltia-sama wants to expand to the West to present a production in New York. Natsu has connections to very important people to make that happen. But she's very arrogant and looks down on other people. I'd make this ensemble better for everyone if I was leader. I'd make a better leader. No, I'd make a better leader. No, you wouldn't. Yes, I would. No, you wouldn't. Yes, I would.
Ladies! Relax.
Sorry.
Well, you two make a great tag team if that counts for something.
Yes, you synchronize well together.
Thank you.
And you can as well. Anyway, we will be sitting in the crowd watching.
Ganbatte kudasai.
The Mui twins respectfully bow to Gekidan Rao before leaving the dressing room as the trio ponders the information received.
Looks like there are cracks within the Suzaku ensemble.
Rao-san, 5 minutes to places in the ring. Kat and Fenghua-sama, 10 minutes to places for your entrance.
All right, ladies, once that bell rings, you two are on your own. But I have faith in your teamwork.
We won't let you down, Rao Sensheng.
Yeah, and we'll make sure Suzaku the singer will be down for the count.
Meanwhile, in a very large, glamorous dressing room, a beautiful woman with noticeably large ears dressed in her orange wrestling attire and wearing a phoenix mask levitates in the air while drinking a vermilion-colored gourd. A small orchestra of 10 people are nearby at the ready, as if they are waiting for a cue to begin playing their music. What currently dictates the room is the sound of a body colliding hard on the ground, along with the screams of a man as his bones slowly break.
Suzaku the singer, Gekidan Rao are ready for your challenge. 10 minutes to places.
Not too far away, Maltia Kamiyama looks on at the flying leader of the Suzaku ensemble, Suzaku the singer, Natsu Nakitori.
Suzaku the singer, like a phoenix you soar freely in the sky, but Fenghua Jian soars higher than you. Tonight, prove to me you are the only one who rules the skies.
Fenghua will never soar higher than me, Maltia-sama. My partner will see neither that village girl nor redhead will even stand up. Isn't that right, Johnny?
Natsu's piercing eyes are towards a short-haired brunette Caucasian woman wearing a Broadway-inspired wrestling attire, looking down on her sparring partner whose left arm is mutilated and snapped in half. With a bright but devilish smile on her face, this woman is Natsu's tag team partner, the Broadway strong songbird, Jenny Lynette.
Oh, no, Natsu. That wasn't right. That was his left.
And then, Johnny quickly proceeds to apply a rear naked choke on her sparring partner. Her partner struggles and slips to unconsciousness as Johnny begins singing him a lullaby, while Natsu and Maltia look on pleased with zero sympathy for the sparring partner.
La, 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 la.
Johnny violently releases her lifeless sparring partner as members of the Suzaku ensemble carry off the body out of the dressing room. Natsu snaps her fingers as the orchestra begins playing.
Delightful. Suzaku the singer has brought me an award-winning Broadway songbird with not only a violent streak, but also a sense of humor. Jenny Lynette, for the past few days you have racked up victories in the Gekijo Kumite against the other ensemble members within my Gekidan, snapping limbs in the process. Your pro wrestling experience combined with your jiu-jitsu training has served you well.
Thank you, Maltia-sama. And thank you for allowing me to compete in your beautiful project. Snapping bones is simply music to my ears. When Natsu told me about fighting in a tag team match to break some more bones, I couldn't resist. To hear that Fenghua Jian is in this match, I just couldn't resist the opportunity to fight a woman who's been trending worldwide. And then, Natsu showed me a picture of that redhead. talking to my sweet birdie in Hong Kong. Oh, I won't stand another woman talking to him! I won't!
Johnny, darling, have another drink.
Natsu gives Johnny a glass of Shenjo from her gourd. Johnny drinks it and feels invigorated.
This drink. What a godsend.
I see that you have strong feelings towards Barty McQuiggan.
I do, Maltia-sama. Did you know he has a title defense coming soon?
Oh, I'm aware, but right now you'll have to focus on the match. Channel all your paranoia and frustrations on Catherine Hellshire. Make her suffer for trying to flirt with your man.
Oh, absolutely.
Catherine Hellshire and Fenghua Jian will only have 30 minutes to attempt to pin Suzaku the singer. But with you around, they will instead experience 30 minutes of pain and suffering. To add to the torture, I've decided to add a surprise last-minute addition to this match.
A surprise?
Natsu suddenly speaks to Johnny in her ear so that the mini orchestra won't hear. But Johnny was pleased by what she heard.
Oh, I love it.
So do I. Rao Singha will have to see his precious bimbos destroyed and humiliated right in front of him. And then he will be forced to count 1, 2, 3 when I pin Fenghua. And I, Natsu Nakitori, will be the new poster girl of Shencheng Miracle.
If you win, that is.
I will win, Maltia-sama.
We will win. Maltia-sama, the audience in attendance will get a show they will never forget. And after tonight, Rao Singha, Fenghua Jian, and that red-haired bitch cat Hellshire will never forget the name of Janny Lynette.
What level of violence will Suzaku the singer, Natsu Nakitori and the Broadway strong songbird Janny Lynette bring? And what surprise does Maltia have for Cat and Fenghua? A symphony of mayhem at Suzaku Theater will commence next time on Everlasting Shenjo.